everybody, welcome to another special edition of It's All a Work, and boy, Uncle Howdy, do we have a QR code glitch for you. Now, as I'm sure everybody is aware, on SmackDown, there was another QR code glitch in addition to a bunch of other glitches that had shown up. Here's a little part of it right here. Quick glitches, there's actually one in there that I wasn't able to get a hold of, but a lot of extra things happening tonight. So what we're going to do, obviously, is we're going to go through this QR code. We're going to go through it. We're going to get inside of the mind of Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt's legacy and see what's going on, see if we can find anything extra. I think that I've got everything this time around. We'll see. So what we're going to do, I'm going to switch over here. If you go to follow the QR code is going to lead you to www.wwe.com/metamorpho. Now, it brings you to this site. This is the first thing you see. It says, "Are you happy?" And you have to answer yes, no, whatever the situation is. Metamorpho itself, what does it mean, right? Because everything means something when you're talking about the legacy of Bray Wyatt, when you're talking about Uncle Howdy, aka Bo Dallas. So metamorpho means to change into a different physical form, especially by supernatural means. Second definition, to change strikingly the appearance or character of, or transform. Now, this is mentioned 4 separate times in the Bible. Matthew 17:2, and he was transfigured before them, and his face shone like the sun, and his garments became as white as light. Mark 9:2, 6 days later, Jesus took him with Peter and James and John and brought them up on a high mountain by themselves, and he was transfigured before them. Romans 12:2, and do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove that the will of God is that which is good and acceptable and perfect. Finally, 2 Corinthians 3:18. Note, but we all, with unveiled face, beholding as in a mirror the glory of the Lord, are being transformed into the same image from glory to glory, just as from the Lord the Spirit. So those are the 4 Bible references. Now, the word transfigured and transformed both mean metamorpho. They both translate back to metamorpho. So that's what you're getting there. If you're going to check the source code is going to tell you the sequence in which you hit yes or no does not matter. What you're trying to get to is you're trying to get to the end, which is the 5 no's, which we'll get to. But something interesting hidden in the source code is going to be this. So, line 18, where is your empathy? So something very interesting there. But going back, we're going to go ahead and go to the fun stuff. So, are you happy? I'm feeling happy right now, so we'll say yes. What have you ever lost what matters most? Not yet, thankfully. Have you ever been forgotten? I have been forgotten. People have forgotten my birthday. Do you remember who you are? I ain't that old yet. Will you take my hand? You know what, if it's Uncle Howdy, yeah, let's go ahead and dive a little deeper. Why did you forget us? I never forgot them. Why did you forget? And then you have to choose one. There's no answer, though. You forgot. We will make you remember. They walked through, you refused. Now, it is important here to know that each one of these no's show you something different. So if you were to click on the first no, you would get this. Now everybody knows what this is. This is Liberandum. This is the second picture that we saw from the QR codes. So that's what we get if we click on the first no. Now something else, there is no extra source code here. This is all from the same source code, all from the same site. So the source code does not change. This photo is actually embedded inside of the first original source code that I showed you. If you go back to the site and if you make your way through, what you're going to find is you can click the second no. And if you click the second no, you get this. Now, eagle-eyed people have already seen and already understood that the people holding the Ravens have their faces scratched out. Now, why is that important? Uncle Howdy is all about setting people free. And these people that are holding the Ravens and displaying the image and showing the lie, these people are the people that Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt would despise. They're the people that they are trying to set us free from. Again, we're keeping with this creepiness of this. It's almost like The Ring, and in the videos that I'm going to show you, you'll see that as well. So hidden under this picture, which is named Liberandum-X, if you were to save the picture, hidden under this is the words, "They just wanted to belong." Now, why is that important? Well, that's important because that could be referencing Bray and Uncle Howdy. That could be referencing the people who are in the bottom of the cave seeing the lie. That could be referencing the people who are holding the Ravens in the picture. They just wanted to belong, so they were just following orders. What does it exactly mean? I don't know. There are three options, and all three encompass the entire story. Maybe it does mean all three at the same exact time. If you were to go back to the site again and choose option 3, you're going to get a red circle, and that red circle is going to hit real quick, and then when that circle hits real quick, it's going to take you right back to the very beginning. Now, if you go and view the source code, you can actually find this picture, and you can find that WWE has a area where it's pulling this picture from. You can click on that link and you can actually get the red circle itself. So this is the red circle that was embedded inside of the code. Now, the name of this file is Time Is. So time is a circle. Now this is going to go back to time being a circle with the video from True Detective that we saw last week, and all of this other rebirth and destroy kind of stuff that has been referenced to. So now we're going to get into the actual videos itself. Now, if you were to click on the fourth one, this is what you are going to see. You'll be greeted with this video, and we're going to go ahead and play it for you right now. That looks like Bray Wyatt, right? The Fiend. Now again, like I said, you get very Ring vibes, very The Ring vibes from this, right? Very creepy video. I went through the video piece by piece by piece by piece. I literally have an entire thing of what you see in order. I will go through what you see in order. Now, you just saw it, so feel free to skip. But this is what you're going to see in the video itself. Scene of a house from last week's code where the note was left, some static, And then you see the same house again, more static, and then you see a fade into a picture of what looks like a person, almost like the Fiend to me. More static, and then you see a person putting their hands through a squared gate, almost like being in a prison. More static, then the picture of a veiled woman standing in the corner, again surrounded by lit candles in a dark room. At first the picture is blurry, and then it becomes clear. We're going to change to what looks like a barn door with light shining through. Then we're going to switch to a house, maybe a backyard of the house from the beginning of, and see some kind of what looks to be a statue. Maybe it's some kind of creepy figure. It's a creepy figure thing, nonetheless. We then switch to a raven flying backwards, then to a wardrobe, then a wardrobe with a hand grabbing the door from the inside, which in my opinion looks like Braun Strowman's hand. We then get a distorted view of a raven. We switch to a spiky object dripping liquid. We switch to a fly that looks injured rolling around. We then move to someone's hand opening a door. Very quick scene. That happens. You barely even see that. But I watched it at 0.25 speed. And it's like one scene. Then we're going to switch to a close-up of a lady with the veiled face. Veil obviously is covering the face. We're going to go back to Remember Who You Are falling in the burning bowl. And we're going to see this from different views and different distortions. We then see another face again that's going to fade, and that looks like the Fiend to me. Again, it's the same face from earlier. We then get another view of a house and go back to candles in a room. However, this is now a close-up. We then get the barn door from earlier opening with a light emanating from the inside. This is followed by a dark scene, and then the veiled lady standing, then pointing to her right. Multiple written signs of Pluto come up that seem to be tacked on the wall, and then we switch to a bunny roadkill picture with bugs eating its crotch. Switch to a scene with pilgrims with their faces made of hay. Switch to someone driving down a road, to someone walking up to that same house from earlier, the front door. To the veiled lady pointing at us, seemingly, to a dead cow's head that is being rotted and eaten by bugs and maggots, to the sign of Pluto, to the sign of Pluto again. Now, the second sign of Pluto is going to be the one made of multiple paper signs of Pluto, to make the bigger sign of Pluto itself. And obviously inside of the circle, we're going to see the raven in the middle. We're going to switch to a scene of a person standing in a cave, which is from an earlier video. Back to Pluto on the wall. Then people drawing a giant eyeball, which is harkening back to another video. Then we're going to see Pluto on the wall again. To a raven standing on what looks like a miniature version of the Pantheon with the moon in the background. We're going to go back to Pluto again. To the old picture of the allegory of the cave, which is from the first video that we got, or if it was the first picture that we got, I'm sorry. Back to Pluto on the wall, to a picture of a raven, to a veiled lady standing in the woods as she pulls down the veil to reveal no one underneath. That's a lot to take in. That is a lot to take in. But after you've watched that, if you're not sufficiently creeped out, you can check your source code, and if you look at the source code, you're going to find that there's nothing there. There's nothing extra there. It's just the video. It's just the code for the video and the code for what they turn off on the control bar, and that's it. So if you go back to the no page with the 5 no's and you click on the 5th no, you will get one more video. And this is the video that you will see. And that's it. That's the end of the video. That's the end of the clues. Well, that's not necessarily true. There is one more clue. If you were to go over here and check your source code, you have one more hint. Transformation, and this is line 16. For those who don't know anything about code and stuff like that, there's a lot of people out there that do not know anything about code, which is not a problem. Line 16, you have a hidden message: transformation plus destruction plus renewal. Again, obviously, at this point, we know we're not going to deviate away from the narrative. Now, as far as the people who are viewing at home, watching SmackDown and have gone through all the QR code stuff, that's all that happened. However, as we all, or at least most of us, are aware, there's more to the story. So live, what happened is that we got another little glitch. We got another little piece of the puzzle, as you can say. Now, this is going to come from another YouTuber, and they were there live, and they captured this video.
Shadows flee into my mind, into my soul. I do not know if I shall rise or open up these shadows flee into my mind, into my soul. I do not know if I shall rise or open up these the river tree.
Just want to give a big shout out to Luke Sheldon Doss for capturing that video. You are the man. Thank you so much. Everybody who watches this, please go check out his YouTube as well. Now, a lot of people are wondering, what is the deal with this song, right? What is the big deal about this song? Well, the name of this song is Nightbird, which some internet sleuths online have linked with Alexa Bliss, because Nightbird can be translated in a way to Lilith, which can be translated to Lilith, which is the name of which the short version of that is Lily, which is the name of her doll, and she was possessed by the force called Lilith in WWE. To be honest, if it were me, I just think that's a stretch. I do think Alexa Bliss is coming back. However, I don't think that that is connected in that way. I think that just like everything else, this is just keeping with a narrative. Now, again, the song is called Nightbird by Marty Amato, and these are the lyrics. I would like to read these lyrics out for you. The nightbird calls and shadows creep into my mind, into my sleep. I do not know if I shall rise or open up these weary eyes. The withered trees, how they creak and moan. Beneath the moon, the demons groan. They come to me and pull me down into the swamp without a sound. I sink again just like a stone. My body's cold and I'm all alone. I do not think that I shall rise or open up these weary eyes. I sink once more just like a stone. The darkness chills me to the bone. The waters deep, I shall not rise. No more to lift these weary eyes. No more to lift these weary eyes. So again, obviously that keeps with a very niche theme of uncomfortableness, of unsettlingness, keeping with the theme of death and an ill omen and being held down and things of that nature. And that is basically what that song is, in my opinion. Another thing to note would be Pluto. Now, we keep seeing Pluto. Now, I am not an astrologist or an astronomy expert, but I did have one of my friends helping me out with the code and with the puzzle itself. And he randomly mentioned, he said, hey, did you know that Pluto has 5 moons? That's really interesting. Does that have something to do with it? He had no idea the whole 5 thing that kept showing up, because he is in late to the game. Pluto has 5 moons. And so again, we are sticking with the 5 number. The Wyatt 6, obviously minus Wyatt. Pluto, representing the power of life and the liberation of material conditionings and attachments in order to achieve divine connection. And to me, this can be interpreted, again, as Bray being Pluto and the moons being the 5 that follow. You have Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan, Uncle Howdy, a.k.a. Bo Dallas, Alexa Bliss. And now there is a 5th. Now, who is the 5th? There have been a bunch of names theorized. People have mentioned Nikki Cross. I do think that that is the most likely name. People have mentioned Dexter Loomis. I can see that happening. He has that aura about him, and I think that that would be very interesting. People have mentioned Liv Morgan. I can see that. That would be also interesting. Almost for a tag team run. People have said Matt Hardy. Now again, I've said in the last video why I do not believe that this could be Matt Hardy. Mainly, while he is still a free agent, he did appear on TNA, and I just don't think that him returning to WWE right now as the Wyatt 5 are in the cards for him. And then the most least likely of all, I have seen a couple people mention that Sting could be a part of the Wyatt 5. While I do think that it is interesting to bring up Sting, Sting is retired. Sting will not come back to WWE, in my opinion. He was treated wrongly here, and why would he come back to a company that treated him the way that they treated him? I do not believe that Sting is an actual... If I had to give a percentage, I would give 1% chance that Sting actually comes to WWE to be a part of the Wyatt 5 or the Uncle Howdy 5, whatever you want to call it. One thing for sure, I believe, is that Alexa Bliss, Eric Rowan, and Braun Strowman will 100% be a part of the Uncle Howdy 5. I think that is pretty concrete solid. The 5th member is a mystery. All right, guys, now as always, I just want to see what you guys think. I want to hear what y'all think. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about us. We are here to build this gigantic community of wrestling fans and kind of figure these things out together, talk about wrestling. And I want to know, who do you think the 5th member of the Uncle Howdy family will be? Either way, I do know this. I do know that this has been one hell of a mystery, one hell of a rabbit hole. I personally will continue to follow the buzzards. And if you want good news, and if you want good reviews, you come here to It's All a Work. Yeah. Later on. Hey everybody, it's me, your boy Big T. I just wanted to thank everybody for watching our videos and liking and sharing and commenting and subscribing and everything that y'all have done to make this community a bigger community. We here at It's All a Work really want to make the community a big community where everybody can just come in and express their views and talk about wrestling, because after all, wrestling is one of the great things, if you're like me, that helped you grow up to be the person that you wanted to be. Please, again, like, share, comment, subscribe, join the conversation. Thank you so much for everything that y'all do to help make It's All a Work a success, and we'll see you down the road. Thank you.